Okay. Welcome to Fringeworthy and the adventures of Team 6, known as Team Banzai. We have Chuck playing Mike Sadowski. We have Ken playing Chen Wei. We have Jason playing Jason. We have Kaitlin playing Angel. And we have Pat playing Gandalf. This week, our team is exploring the oceans, which is surrounding the tip of Mount Everest. How'd that happen? And deciding whether how they're going to divide the team, or if they are going to divide the team, because they saw a native on a floating island nearby who came over and offered to give them what he referred to as swim mats for them to come swimming over to the island, because he was basically on the equivalent of a paddleboard, a very short surfboard. So as he's gone off to get some of those at an island that's about half a mile away, they are deciding what to do. So, gentlemen and lady, continue.
Okay, so I'm going to jump in here and say, I think what we need to do is have Chen Wei and Mike and Gandalf stay and work on the elevator, and Kaitlin and Angel and I will go over to the other island and meet with those people, because we'll still have comms and we can call you back. What do you think?
Okay, I don't know how much I'd be able to repair the elevator, but
you have some skills.
Yeah, I'll do what I can.
And
an
attempt shall be made.
And there was much rejoicing. Hooray!
I'm good with staying here and covering the two of them while they work.
Don't you have repair skills too, though? I thought you were you could forge, things.
Well, I have repair, but I do not assume that I'm actually capable of repairing, every single thing that's around.
Well, there is no actual forge up here for me to be able to do blacksmithing.
Well, take it till you make it.
I probably attempt something.
Okay, well, the question, Gandalf, is whether you're going to stay or go.
No, I already said I was going to stay.
Okay, all right. Well, that's what's important.
I said I have no problem staying and covering the two of them while they do whatever work they can do to repair it.
All right. Okay. So should I let time pass, or is there something you want to do before he comes back?
Time pass is fine.
Okay. All right. So your new buddy, pal, best friend, hopefully, by the name of...
Now, Bruce?
Yes, sir.
Can I ask the data buddy to give me any information it has about repairing elevators?
It has no information on repairing elevators.
It doesn't even... Oh, okay.
And it's not something... I mean, now that he's no longer attached... It is no longer attached to the stream. It's trying to prioritize information. It only... the most important... Most of its data... and such is basically stuff that you said was important. Okay, so it doesn't have any access to...
So when I was looking at all those documents below, mm-hmm. I didn't see any elevator documents, or didn't think of them at the time.
Well, you didn't... It wasn't like you spent, a couple weeks looking at documents downstairs, okay? So you did download some information, okay? So I'll tell you what.
Just no repair manuals.
And I did ask you at the time, as he said, he says, are you willing to like lose some of your memories in order to use that space for storage? And you kind of,
I basically said no.
You said no. Okay, so therefore, it was you're going to get filled up pretty quickly with information.
Okay.
All right, so therefore, I will give you a luck roll at a. I guess I'll give you a luck roll at a -2.
Well,
so
if it's a D6,
I know. So if you roll a 6,
I did not roll a 6.
Okay, so you don't currently have that, but it doesn't mean that the elevator is something that's going to be impenetrable to basic repair skills.
I mean, if I need to roll it, I have the repair skill. I'm just saying it's not clear where I'd actually have learned specifically about repairing elevators.
Right. So, you don't have any blueprint to the elevator. You would have to go and go through some discovery. Sure. Okay. Okay. So, anyways, time passes and the Herman, the person from the island, comes paddling back with a bundle of fibrous-looking boards, dorsal finish-looking things being dragged behind him as he paddles, and he paddles up to you guys and says, "Hi." He says, "Got those boards for you. You all ready to come?"
Yes, us two are going to come.
Okay. Just two?
For now, yes. We have a couple of the rest of them are working on something else.
Okay. All right. So he goes and he separates out the. He says, "Okay, well here," and he takes them and he basically tosses them to you. Here's some couple extra ones. If you guys change your mind, you can always swim over, and join us.
Oh, that'd be great.
Okay.
We'll put them over here so they don't get lost.
Yeah. So it's, like I said, the bottom of the stairs, there was a flat area, and it's overgrown now, but certainly nothing's going to obviously blow away. And these fibrous mats are they have some heft to them and weight to them, but obviously they do the job of being buoyant, because you can see he's basically sitting on it, sinking in quite a ways, but it's keeping his chest and head above the water.
Well,
you guys watch for sharks.
Yes, the ever-present sky shark.
So he says, "Well, okay, well, just follow me. I'll lead you all over." And so he basically turns around and starts paddling away.
All right, I will follow.
Okay.
Follow the leader.
So it's you. So you and Angel, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So
somebody's echoing again.
I know it's my voice that's coming out of someone's speaker.
Mike's, or yeah, there we go.
Thank you. Okay, so just I need you two to give me some strength checks.
Can do. Great tome of dice. What do you reveal for me?
Jeez.
That one and that one.
Yay,
Not that
4.
one. That one. Ooh, I got a 4 too.
Okay. All right. Okay, so you seem to be navigating the thing very, okay, but you're definitely falling behind him. He has to slow down because you guys clearly don't have his upper body strength and his facility with using this. And he goes,
well, we don't have the skill. I'm going to go with that.
He stops, he looks over, and he kind of goes, "Oh, okay." And slows down, paddles a little way ahead, turns around, looks, and just
sorry.
keeps getting, you okay? You all right?
Yeah. Just getting the hang of this thing.
Because if you don't stop and rest, you're gonna get winded pretty fast, I think. But anyway, so
Our
yeah,
floating
you
villa
do
didn't have
manage.
these.
The rest of you guys that are over there on the shore can see them paddling after. You don't see any like great white come up, and you know, you see them getting further and further into the
But
distance.
we do see a land shark eat them.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And eventually they seem to fade from view unless you guys are using telescopes or something like that. In which case, if you do, you will be able to see them finally reach the island and basically.
I'm gonna have my data buddies just zoom in and keep an eye on them until I can't anymore.
Okay. All right. Well, your data buddy says that
Hi, buddy.
three people have made it to have reached a position X number of estimated X number of meters from you, and have gotten out of the water. They've been joined with a number of other individuals, and but I can't at this distance I can't discern who they are. Okay. All right. So
fair enough.
Thank you much.
All right. So while these people have done that, okay, the rest of you guys, are you going to go and try to fix the elevator?
Yeah.
Yes.
The rest of us will go back up topside.
Okay.
And start trying to figure out how to repair the elevator.
All right. Okay. So as I recall, you guys did something to like keep the doors from closing. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
We
gave
it a wedgie.
They're still sitting open. And you guys start trying to open up the panels and using what tools you have, and start looking inside for circuits and things like that. Some of you are it's going to be you find you can't actually because before the elevator was like a blank wall, you were able to squeeze between the elevator where the elevator doors were and over to that little walkway, the ladder. But since these doors are open, they're actually pressed up against the other doors, so you actually can't squeeze out through there. Okay, so you're going to have to find another way of getting to the rest of the elevator. Okay, so do you guys have any plans for that? Getting outside the elevator cage.
Bruce?
Yes, sir.
Is there an escape hatch at the top of the elevator?
Good question. Someone going to boost you up there so you can find out? Or are you going to try to give me a Spider-Man up there?
I will boost up Chen Wei to look.
All right.
Okay, Chen Wei, you get up there, and there seems to be some panels at the top. Give me an intelligence check.
Okay, hold on. A smarts check, I assume that's...
That would be a smarts check, yes.
5.
Okay, so you figure out there's some kind of a sliding, twisting attachment to the roof panels where the lighting is and such, and they come loose. And yes, you do see a hatch to the top of the elevator. And so, are you going to open that hatch?
Yeah, I'll open the hatch.
Okay. All right. So you open the hatch, and at which point you're happy to discover that there wasn't any kind of an air pressure thing holding you in place and keeping you from falling.
Yeah.
All right. Because that might have been something you might have wanted to close the doors and make sure that there was some kind of air thing. Okay. So what you see, so you're going to climb yourself up there?
Yeah.
Okay. So you climb up there and give me a notice check at this point.
Okay. 15.
Oh, that's a heck of a check. Okay, so you notice that there are four motors. Okay, that first of all, the elevator is actually attached to 4 rails, and it's basically like a clockwork. I mean, basically, there's motors that roll it along those tracks that have essentially teeth in them. So essentially, it moves itself up and it moves itself down by rolling up and down within those tracks. So each of these motors has to operate in sync in order for this thing to move properly. Otherwise, you're going to get bad things happening. Okay.
Which we've learned.
Now, what's that?
Which we've learned.
This
Bad
is
things
actually
happening.
the first. You didn't know what the problem you ran into before was the fact that there was some kind of a hatch or something, some kind of a separation between the elevator shaft and this upper area, and it didn't open all the way like it was supposed to. You managed to get it open, and so it rolled up, and it's now up here. And so, anyways, so that's so what you're seeing right here is the fact is that first of all, some of the motors, the motors look like they've been damaged. Okay, it looks like they basically dragged themselves up here. At least one of these motors is popped out of the groove, and so therefore that's one of the reasons you guys kind of had this thing fail once it got to the top. Okay, it needs to be put back into its proper slotting. Okay, its motor needs to be, serviced, and probably all of them need to be serviced. Now, the door itself below, you may or may not want to service that. It's up to you whether you think you're going to be able to go down if that door doesn't open and shut properly. It's up to you.
Would it be like bent in such a way that it couldn't be opened, or it has to be bent
Well, it
back?
opened all the way.
The question is but it didn't open before, and so you managed to get it open, but that doesn't mean that it's going to operate correctly.
Going down.
Okay, let's try the motors first.
And there is definitely some corrosion on these tracks, and
it's like 50 years or 100 years or however many years it was.
It's like 150 years.
150.
Yeah. Well, if you're assuming it's the same, it happened at the same time as the establishment of Sanctuary City. It could be 200 years from the time of the Zamboni uplift.
Because they did spread out onto the ocean floor first.
Right.
And then built the sanctuary cities. Or the consolidated cities.
Well, your understanding was that they built the cities so that they could spread out over the ocean floor.
Oh, okay.
So the idea was that they were all going to move out into that area, and then they were going to spread out from there on the floor of the ocean.
Right. So they only did some lower water areas that we noticed for sure. Because you said there were city spread out like in like the Channel, the English Channel, and some of the North Sea, but not necessarily. We didn't really run into any city spread on the Atlantic coast.
Right. It was all. I mean, basically, the cities went all the way up to the coastline. Okay, and there was obviously construction, but that could have been in service to the movement down into the city area. So I mean, it didn't happen overnight. I mean, once the water was gone, then they could start constructing down there, and it would have been a Herculean job. But of course, they had an entire world of people to help them do it. So it's you had a kind of an umbilicus between the two parts until they finally made the move, the complete move. And as you saw before, they took all the resources they had with them. So, that obviously also took some time. So you can imagine that it was probably many decades before they finally made the trip complete. But
Okay.
yeah. Anyways, so I'm just saying is that you're not sure when this happened. This whole thing here. I mean,
Well, this was obviously built before the uplift, so
you're not sure when it was built. Okay. Other than the fact it's obviously was part of the thing, so it makes sense that it would be, but you don't really have any information on that part of it because
Gotcha.
Okay, I'm just saying, the blow by blow, you don't have that information. Okay, it makes sense that it would have been constructed. It would have been constructed during the construction of the actual uplift control station, but it's when they did the uplift. Okay, then all that should have been up there would have been raw, icy mountaintop, because the ocean had still been down. So obviously all the corrosion that's happened has happened since that point. So probably closer to 200 years this thing has been sitting here like this.
So is it fixable, and should I turn off the power or something if it's not already turned off in order to fix it?
Well, there's definitely live power in this thing. So
yeah, I probably should turn off the power.
Okay.
Make sure you chalk it before you.
And make sure I what?
We need to make sure that the lift doesn't go back down the moment power.
Okay.
Well, once you remove an engine to work on it, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Look at what's keeping it in place. Does it seem like it's something that's active that's keeping it in place?
The only thing that's keeping it in place is the fact that the motors are not moving.
So would turning off the power affect whether it stays in place? And is it in fact likely to stay in place anyway?
It seems likely that it would stay in place, but you're not quite sure what all the forces on this cage are. But obviously it could start freewheeling, but one of these things is off its track at this point. So that one, is not going to help you. It would seem a smart thing to do to go and look to see whether or not there's something that could be done to hold the underside of the elevator cage in place if you shut the power off.
Okay.
But that means you're going to have to go and climb over to that ladder, which is where the power box is. Okay, and climb down and maybe inspect the bottom of the elevator.
Obviously they would not want to make an elevator such that the elevator falls when you turn off the power.
I don't think that's necessarily true.
And they got to have mechanisms to keep them in place.
Brakes, look for like some sort of emergency, like with elevators are designed so they don't fall because they have little things that click into place as they move up.
Yeah, elevators have I'm looking this up. Elevators have safety mechanisms.
Okay. I am going to go.
The safety mechanism could be broken.
Okay, let Gandalf talk.
Okay.
I am going to go up to where I can tie off Chenway if he's going to start trying to go down the ladder, so we can attach a rope to him so that he doesn't fall to his death if he loses his.
Bring Mike up there so he can look at the thing too.
And if there's enough room, anchor that rope to one of the trees and allow Mike to be able to get up there and look around as well to help Chen.
How long of a rope do you have?
I don't know. How long generally comes in climbing gear?
Climbing gear is usually basically 150 feet.
Okay. Then I
would
basically got that.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
I would secure the rope. I wouldn't have the rope go into the cart and then to a tree, because if the elevator fell, then you're going to rip Chenway through a falling elevator car. I would see if you could attach it to something inside the shaft itself.
Okay.
Okay.
If you follow
All
what
right.
I'm saying, you've got Chenwei attached to rope. Rope goes into car, goes
Yeah.
out car. Car drops. Chenwei goes
I
and
I
smears.
completely understand what you're saying.
Okay, Bruce.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mike says we better activate the emergency brakes on the elevator before we do anything else in case it starts to fall. It'll be locked in place. We better do that first.
I will
Okay.
check. Are they already on?
No, they're not.
Oh.
Okay. I walked Kenway through the procedure to turn the emergency brakes on.
Okay. Well, that's not going to work, but you can see the fact that there are, in fact, things that can be engaged at each motor where the slotted wheel engages with the track to basically lock it in place.
Okay, can I reach it from here?
Are you
Or do I
up
have
on
to
the
go
top
up
of it?
into the where do I have to go to do that?
You have to basically go up on top of the elevator.
Okay, Gandalf, give me a boost. Whoop. All right. Okay. I lock all 4 motors in place. Do I see that one of them is out of track?
Yeah, one of them out of track, so you can't lock it in place. But with the other
Darn it,
3
okay.
locked in place, it really shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, this should hold the elevator. If
Okay.
the
You could
if
also
something happens.
possibly attach cables or ropes to various points inside this elevator shaft and to the top of the elevator to keep it from moving. But there's not something readily available there for that purpose.
Okay. All right. Very good.
All right.
Does it look
so
difficult
are you going to shut it off now?
Yeah. Okay. We'll now the motors are locked in place. We can turn off the power and the elevator won't fall. Is that correct? Am I right about that?
That's your assumption.
Let's do it.
Certainly, by the laws of physics, it seems like that would work.
All right.
And you cannot change the laws of physics.
That is true. Okay, so we'll shut off the power to the elevator so we can fix the motors.
All right. So is Chenwei going to do that?
Go ahead and
I'll
turn
do
off
it.
the power,
Sure.
Chenwei.
Okay.
Okay.
You reach up and give me a strength check because it's corroded.
Okay. Hold on. That's good. 9.
Man, well, you do it, and you see that you've also bent it.
Very not bad.
It's like
Regular strength, not gorilla strength.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely and there is some amount of sparking that happens when that happens. So, anyways, it's like I said, it needs some work. It's probably should have been, it should have been maintained a lot better than it has been. Why nobody has maintained it in 200 years? You're not sure why. It's not designed to be, eternal. But it can be fixed. So.
All right. Okay.
All right. So mostly the problems that you're seeing is that anything that has some kind of like rubber type insulator on it or something like that, that has pretty much disintegrated.
All righty.
So you got a lot of bare looking wires and ceramics in front of you. So, but at least you shut the power off.
Okay.
And
And
of course,
it's
there's lots of
still.
corrosion with the engine and stuff. These electrical motors. Yes.
All right. We'll have to do an R&R then.
What's
Move
that?
and replace.
How does move and replace stand for R&R?
Remove and replace. R
Move.
and R.
Move. Oh, remove.
And
Okay.
I know English isn't your native language.
No,
but
out of game. I thought you said move. I didn't.
okay,
You
very
didn't
good.
say
Okay,
remove.
yeah, very good. Okay, yeah. Yeah, R&R, remove and replace. English is
Okay.
not my first language either.
Well,
yeah,
you can't
okay.
replace, but you can remove and rebuild, maybe.
Mm.
We'll do
Okay.
that.
You're not seeing any spare parts up here.
Or remove and repair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Rebuild, right? Okay, so
All right.
are you gonna start off with the one
I'm
that
popping
is,
an equipment token to in my toolkit. I have I have the necessary supplies to repair the wires.
okay? Sure. I'll give you. You got some kind of a plastic spray that you can spray over the wires to re-insulate them and such.
Okay.
Electrical
For
tape.
your hand thing.
Okay. Yeah, I wish they had this stuff on Space Shuttle Challenger on Apollo 13.
I think they wish they had an equipment token.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
really
yeah,
nice,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. That is good. Yeah.
I can just see it now.
Okay,
Hey guys,
so
you
I'll.
guys have an equipment token? Boom.
Hey,
Wrestling
yeah,
moves.
okay. All right. Okay, so I'll be doing that for a while.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna remute. I'm gonna remute.
Okay.
Houston, we have an equipment token.
Yes, it's very interesting because you can see that that the it looks like that there's these gnarly roots coming down from the ceiling that actually are have split open somewhat the concrete of the thing, and they're hanging down there, and these seem to be of the same probably to that big giant tree that's outside with the big leaves that look like they got silvery things inside of them. And you are getting a inducted,
So are those like just power connectors we can connect to then?
you could possibly take those roots and twist them around like wires.
The tree.
Yeah, are they
thing.
actually electrical or are they just metal?
How about you poke it and
Are
find out?
you going to test that? I mean, you're going to have to.
I will attempt to test it. I'm not sure out of game how I test that, but I hope you're not making me as a player state what I do to see if something is conducting an electrical current.
All right,
It's
so
called a circuit tester.
yeah, it sounds like you're going to use some kind of a device to go and measure the amount of current this thing can produce, and the voltage and the DC AC and stuff like that.
Okay,
If Chenwei asks,
I would have no
Mike.
reason to have brought along such a device. Maybe
Okay,
somebody
is
else
Chenwei
did.
gonna ask Mike?
I say, oh yeah, do you have something I can use to measure electricity? I'm
Here's
wondering
my-
if these are either power sources or wires or both.
Okay, I pull up my meter. Here.
Okay, I'll use that.
Are you
I'll try
trying to
to.
measure voltage, amperage, resistance?
I don't know. Well, I guess it would be voltage and amperage.
Okay.
So I try it on the
Set for
trees.
voltage. All right, I
I
set
set
it
it
for
for
voltage.
voltage.
And
Okay.
show them put one end where put it on the two places you want to know the voltage between.
I want to know the voltage between the tree and the ground.
Okay.
Tree.
Okay. Well, making a connection between the two, you can first of all, you can tell that particular root does not actually have a. It doesn't. That just kind of hang there. It doesn't have a connection to anything until you make that connection. And once you do that, it seems to be passing the normal voltage, which, as I recall, was where are you? Is that it? No. I believe that was 27 volts, wasn't it?
I don't
For a
know.
tree? No, I don't know.
No, that was that 27 volts was the power outage of those batteries. Remember?
Hmm.
And it does seem to be 27 volts.
Okay, so I could.
So it's a little better than, let's say, a car battery.
Okay, so basically, the electricity in trees is like the electricity they use here everywhere.
Apparently it is, which should be pretty surprising to you.
I mean, not really. I assumed that the trees were some kind of electrical thing anyway, which is why I checked.
Okay,
but that means we have a power source, but it also means I can't just take the wires from the trees because, they're power sources and I can't really turn them off.
yeah, if you make a connection, it's going to, unless you connect it to, let's say, where the power leads feed into that junction box that you shut the power off from. It's not, that would be that would add to the circuit, so to speak. Okay, so what I'm saying is that yes, it appears that there's live power there. It wasn't connected to anything before. It was just hanging there. You want to check some more of them?
I'll check one that's not connected to anything.
Another one that's not connected to anything.
And that has power too?
I'm assuming that's a yes, and the answer is yes, it
Yeah.
does. So
Okay,
apparently
so
these roots that are sticking down, these things that look like roots at least, are like loose wires that are just floating around at the top of the shaft. But they are coming through basically cracks in the ceiling, so
The juice is loose.
there may not be a design for that. All right. So, anyways, moving down to Gandalf. Gandalf, give me a repair check on. I'm assuming you're going to start work on the motor that was off its track.
Sure.
I mean, you can do it on any of them, but that was the most damage.
Working on the one off the track.
Okay.
D6 exploded.
Good.
So that would be a 9 and a 2.
Okay. All right. Well, it looks like the inside of it is actually in good shape. It's all copper. There might be a patina, but mostly what you're having to deal with is the corroded connections. And there's a lot of corrosion on the metal, basically the steel wheel, that engages with the track. So that means that somebody is going to have to do some chiseling work, to smooth out that and make it, unrusty. Okay.
Small wire brush would work, right?
You're going to need something like a chisel because it's a little bit more rusty than that. But yeah,
right.
I mean, certainly a wire brush would be involved in this process.
Okay.
So, I mean, what you really need is like a nice electrolysis bath to, get rid of the rust.
What does this glove do?
Since we don't have that.
Right. So that's why I suggested a chisel, or a grinding wheel.
Oh, wait. The vines up top have are basically like a current, right?
Yeah.
What? Oh God! What? We could utilize that and salt water to do an electrolysis bath, reverse a current through, couldn't we?
You certainly could. What are you going to use basically what is it? I don't do this normally. The anode, something to accept the oxygen from, so you get the iron back. You need basically a donor metal Do you have something like that?
Well, I did find the spear gun for spearfishing last session, so I can utilize the metal off of one of the spears.
Okay.
If you can detach a root, you could use the root.
No, that wouldn't help.
Oh.
He needs a metal that can act as a donor, so that you can attach the oxygen that's in the rust. You know, rust is iron plus oxygen. So
Yes.
okay. So anyways, why don't you use, like I say, just one of your equipment tokens, just to say that you have some material like zinc or something like that could be used.
Okay, that'll work.
You know,
I'll use
and then you can go out there and get some of that seawater and with a bucket and start setting yourself up with as you say, an electrolysis situation.
If it's zinc, he could have pennies in his pocket.
Yeah.
Pennies are made of zinc.
That's a good suggestion. You want to make a luck check instead?
Yeah, I'll make a luck check instead.
Okay.
Yeah. I rolled a 4.
They're okay, so you don't have to use up your equipment token for this.
Okay.
All right. So you have some pennies, and you're going to be able to basically make a zinc saltwater bath to go and start cleaning up that gearing on the end of the motor.
There we go.
And probably some of the other things that you need, you know, the places where they connect and stuff like that. All right.
Yep.
So you're going to do that.
Nice going, Gandalf.
Yeah. You're not going to be able to do that on the track itself inside because it's pretty damn big. So you might, while this is happening, you might want to go and just start cleaning that up. But that means you guys are going to have to start dangling below the car and start working your way down these tracks, cleaning up any bad spurs or things like that are on the gearing on its way down toward where that where the blast doors that are now open. And of course you have this shaft is very deep right now. Okay, you're at the top of a very tall shaft.
I'm glad Gandalf doesn't have a fear of heights.
Yeah,
and I'm glad Annika's
has
not
the
here.
climbing kit.
Right, exactly. All right, so give me a repair check just for the purposes of getting some idea of how long this is going to take.
All right, you want me to do too, Bruce?
All right.
And if you want to assist him, that means you're going to be hanging from his ropes and stuff like that as well.
I successfully assisted. I rolled a 5.
My D4 exploded, and I rolled another 4.
Okay, keep rolling. Yep.
All right,
so you stop rolling 4s.
8, 9, 10, 11, and there was a 3 on the D6, so 11 and a 3.
And I assisted.
And that gives a +1, so that's going to be a 12. All right, so that's basically 2 raises. All right, so that means that this job would probably have taken, I don't know, I would say like 2 days to do because of the difficulty of doing it. So you're going to get this done in like a third of that time. So it's going to be closer to, say, 48 divided by 3, so that would be
9 hours.
16 hours. 16 hours, you're going to have this thing right as rain. So there you go.
All right.
But you guys are going to be really tired at the end of that. But so, okay. And of course, you know, Chen is going to continue to help.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we talk to the rest of the party?
Right now you can if you're outside.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know,
I'll give Jason and Angel
a
status update. All right, I'll try to
Great.
give Jason and Angel an update.
All right. So Jason and Angel, you've gotten over onto this thing, and you can tell that it's clearly, you know, when you get up onto, you get that sensation that you're on some kind of a ship. It's floating. Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's not undulating, like, like you're in a slip and slide or something like that. But there's definitely a feel of it listing side to side and such. You look around and you can see that there are a number of basically structures that are like, wicker lashed together and such. They appear to be made out of the same material that this island is. It's like shoots that are growing off of it. Some of them are growing straight up, and other ones are sticking out the sides. And it looks like some of these things have been woven together. And that material that he was using for you guys to paddle over, it apparently is also being used as a kind of a roofing material over some of the, some of the domes and things like that. So there are, you see no birds, okay, here, but you do see clear evidence that there are fish. I mean, there are fish that are being, basically drying in the sun. There's fish scaling on, and people are doing that. You see people fishing off the side, and some people actually are swimming out and disappearing with like what looks to be like nets that have also been grown out of this fibrous material that is in this island. And at some point later, a considerably point later, you see them reappear. And when they do, they seem that they're pulling up these nets, and they have some fish in them. So apparently, the fish like to, are probably living underneath this floating thing.
What is this material? I'm curious.
It's just like
looks an awful lot like something that you make a tennis shoe out of. Okay, do you have any means of looking at it at a microscopic level?
No.
Okay.
Not on me.
An attempt was
okay.
made.
Okay. So I'm just saying is it looks an awful lot like something that might be used to like make a pad on the inside of a shoe. It's fibrous. It's obviously not waterproof, but it's buoyant, but it's not negatively affected by water, seawater especially. And these plants apparently have no trouble growing in seawater. Okay. So anyway, so this island is pretty damn big. Okay, you're looking out around it. It's spread out. You're guessing it's at least a quarter mile, if not a half mile long.
I was about to say at least we know
wide.
Know it's bigger than it's bigger than the top of Mount Everest.
That's not necessarily true.
I mean, where we just were.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying is that the top of Mount Everest is it's pretty big, but we never really talked about how big it was, but yeah. Anyways, okay. So anyways, so Furman, is leading some people over to you, and they're coming over and they're looking at you. Somebody goes over and pokes you, Angel.
Hi.
and sniffs you and says, he says, "Are they human?" And
Hi.
And Furman's like, "I don't know." He says, "Are you a monster? Are you a sea spirit?"
No, we're human.
Ray, when someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes.
I don't know.
Well, they said
I know I'm
spirit.
human.
Are you going to say yes to that?
I know I'm a human. I don't know what he is.
All right.
Wait, why would you ask if we're human? What makes us not look human?
You don't look like us.
Sure, sea spirit.
And you see that their skins are very tanned and there's definitely a Asian cast to their features. Okay, give me
Polynesian, maybe.
Go ahead and give me a knowledge. I don't know, geography, history, something like that. It'd be in the academics if you have a skill in that.
Something I can do.
I have common knowledge and then sciences. So
Okay.
That would be a 7 on my end.
On your end, yeah, they definitely look like they are more toward what the North Americans would call native, and possibly even islander, Polynesian,
Okay.
even types, okay, of descent. All right, so they definitely look different than you guys. All right, so which is one of the reasons they might wonder about you. Okay, and
okay.
so anyways, so they're looking at you, and they're saying, so how did you get on to the Holy Land?
Is that what you call it?
He says it is the resting place for our great leader and savior.
Who was that?
That's exactly the question, isn't it? And one of them says it is his name is Goss. It says Georgie Goss.
All right then.
And he says he is the great leader that led us to this, led us out of the darkness into this great land of plenty.
Okay.
And you're looking around at, ocean, and whitecaps and things like that, And
Could you tell us that story?
What?
I would love to hear the story of how he led you from the darkness.
Oh, we were in bondage. We were in bondage to a great evil that wished to capture our very souls. And he says, but he says that story should be told during the time of telling stories.
When's that?
Tonight.
Oh, okay.
After the meal, after the evening meal when the sun goes down.
So you buried him there?
Yes, he was buried there after he died.
I see.
He died peacefully.
Where did you bury him at on the island?
I do not know. There should be a marker for him.
I saw a Hillary marker for the
They don't
first
know who that
twist.
is.
Okay.
Yeah. Remember, it was very overgrown.
Yes,
There
that's
could
true.
have been.
I did not see the marker.
Oh well, it's of no matter. It's he was laid to rest so that his body would remain there forever, and to feed him to the fishes seemed not respectful enough. So we took him back to the only place that doesn't move, and buried him there. And when I say we, I mean the people. And that's where they use the term the Kalani. We are the Kalani. Okay, and Angel, since you're doing this sort of thing, by the way, I've forgotten. Does anybody in the group actually have skill in linguistics?
I do.
Okay, go ahead and make an intelligence check on that.
Okay.
I will be right back. 1 second. All right. Did you make your roll?
I did. I got a 10.
Oh, excellent. Okay, that tells you Kalani is actually Hawaiian.
Mm.
And it is a very important combination of words from their language, which means sea and sky. They are the people of the sea and sky.
Okay.
However, Georgie Goss means nothing to you.
Yeah, that's. Hmm. And who was Kalani again? Not Georgie Goss, but they called him the Kalani?
Kalani is
He's the people.
Those are the people on the island. Okay. And by the way, Angel, go ahead and give me a notice check.
That is a 9, sir.
9. Okay. You think that the land, the peak, is actually somewhat smaller than the last time you looked over there.
So we are going. We are slowly going away. Lovely.
Yes.
Or drifting.
Yes.
Okay.
Or being forced by the wind. Yeah, and there is wind. Yeah.
Well,
so,
I would choose to believe there's wind because science.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying it's not like, you don't have like a gale or a storm blowing on you, but just saying even the winds. I mean, you can see that the ocean has, white caps and things like that, which are usually an indication that there is some wind action going.
No, the reason.
So yes, you do seem to be.
The reason I said that was because I literally just forgot. I literally just forgotten how wind occurs, so that's why I said because science. My brain broke for a second. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right. Well, Furman is like, well, in the meantime, we should you should go and meet other people and check out our home. Now your home, and we'll get you a place to stay. We'll find some people that'll take you in. In other words, because they probably don't have, they may have some places that they have things stored in, but clean out a work shed or something like that for you guys to stay in. But it'd probably be a lot nicer if you stayed with somebody in their family.
All right.
Now,
let's go.
All right.
Go meet other people.
Both of you make a notice check. And this is an easy notice check.
I'm going to Benny that one.
But you're gonna Benny it anyways.
I literally got a 1 and a 2, so not happening.
Okay, just remember, if you get a 1 and a 1, that's it.
I know.
It's Benny that.
I rolled an 8 and a 4, so it came out to be I shit you not, a 16. So.
I got a 7.
Okay. I'm not quite sure how that worked. 8. I mean.
Well, I rolled a D8 and a D6.
Yeah.
And the 8 exploded, and I rolled again, and I got another 6, and I have +2 to my notice.
Okay, so that would be
16.
Okay, all right. Okay, great. Well, all right. So you notice almost immediately something that should really surprise you, and that is the fact that there are a ton of kids here. I mean, compared to how many adults and how few children you saw in Sanctuary City,
Right.
this place is teeming with them. You figure, as you go walking around, the average household has maybe 4 to 6 kids, with the standard, husband and wife kind of combination going on. You will occasionally see some other combinations, but couple single, single families. Some of them are, are more extended than others. But anyways, I'm just saying but yeah, you're figuring that these people have like lots of kids,
big ass families,
which is surprising considering how few kids you were seeing down in Sanctuary City. You never got anywhere else, so all you could go by is Sanctuary City. So anyways, so there, and so he takes you around. He talks about, over here is where we take the stalks, from the pica tree, the pica plant, and and we skin the bark off of it and use that, for making ropes and clothing and things like that, and some of it can get steeped into a nice warming broth, for the in the mornings where it's chilly. And,
Bless you.
and anyways, and then the stalks themselves, can be plaited, into various structures, or can be woven into fishing poles or baskets or any number of things. And say this basically looks like their primary, this plant
building
that
material
seems to grow on the island and looks an awful lot like most the island is growing it for them. Okay, seems to use a lot of that. Okay, and he also you see people going around and taking what looks to be like they go and they cut some of the fish and they pull the guts out. Okay, and then they lay it out onto a mat and where it is drying, and then they go and they take some of the stuff that's dried and they crumble it up, and then they take it out there and they just start tossing it around like like they're seeding the ground with it, and they do that. Anyways, so so it's there doesn't seem to be recommendations for things like sanitary facilities. It looks an awful lot like people just kind of lean over the side and do their business. So they're not using their own waste as fertilizer.
Right.
And you also see almost no metal. It seems to be everything is from this very, hunter-gatherer level of technology.
I ask about the children. You have many children.
Yes, we have many children, and they are a real pain sometimes, but we love them.
They're only a pain. They're only a pain if you let them get that far.
Yep.
So you have such large families, though.
Are they? They seem normal to me. I myself come from a family of 6 children.
I come from a family of 2, so.
I'm from one of 3.
Was your father elderly?
No, not particularly.
Not capable of impregnating a woman anymore?
No, it was just more of a resource-based growth.
You lacked women?
Well, no, we lacked materials.
He seems confused. It's kind of like, got the man and you got the woman.
No, there was not enough food and items to support a large family.
Food. Oh, what you? He says I don't understand because there's plenty of food on the island that doesn't move, and there's plenty of food in the ocean. So why do you not have enough food? He says, was your father lazy and just didn't want to go swimming and gather it?
Well, we came from inside the mountain.
Inside the mountain?
Yes, like caves.
Like what?
Like a passage in the rocks.
There's a passage in the rocks?
Yes, there is.
He says,
I've
never heard of such things. We have stories of people who have dived into the ocean and found cracks in the floor under the let's see here. No, they wouldn't.
We also did a little bit of thinking, and where we were at on the mountain compared to where we're at now, the ocean must be about 5,000 feet deep all the way around. So,
you think so?
That's our guess.
Okay. Well, he wouldn't know about that. He just says, he says they're we've heard stories that they found cracks in rocks at the bottom of the ocean, and stories of sea monsters and various things like that inside them. But no one has ever found any cracks in the mountain that doesn't move, in the island that doesn't move.
I see.
But of course, it's holy, so
you didn't really look.
No one has ever gone digging there, except, of course, to lay the great Georgie Goss to rest, and that was many years ago, before my father's father was born.
I see.
So, anyways, he's confused by the statements of where you're from. So he says, so you're from inside the mountain that doesn't move. And he says,
yes.
So you're all crammed into that small area?
Yes.
I mean, how do you fish there?
We don't fish.
Just looks at you like, what? You don't fish.
I know, it's strange.
You don't fish. How do you live?
We eat these things, and I pull out
feed yourself if you don't fish.
We eat these, and I pull out some rations, like some sort of oat bar or something, and rip it open and pull it out of the package. May I
try it?
Please.
He just goes and takes a bite out of it.
It's like a granola bar.
Where did you have that?
My pocket.
Okay.
I have stuff.
You have stuff.
He has folds within folds.
Pockets and pouches and all sorts of shit.
See? He's very shocked. He says it has a very piercing a very piercing flavor to it. it's almost the it has the sweetness of the
Yeah, it's like a honey oat raisin bar.
it has the sweetness of a flower. The
Yes.
dew that is on a flower. He says,
yes, it is made from nectar of flowers.
Oh,
via bees,
well,
but
okay. So and
Do they have a word for bees?
yeah, do they have bees?
No, they don't. There is a word for bees, but they don't understand it.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so because
Insects
remember,
pollinate the flowers, create this liquid,
Gooey, sweet substance.
and then we take the gooey liquid and mix it with our food, and it has a sweetness to it.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so they're like, okay. So, and you do looking around. There are a few flowering plants besides the long stemmy things that grow up out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember that these actually look a lot like some of the plants that were growing on the island. So maybe some of these got transplanted over onto this island.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Onto this thing. Okay.
Are
So
there
anyways,
birds flying around up here?
Birds.
No
there
birds.
Are no birds. Nope.
I wonder what cross-pollinates and seeds things here.
Other than the air itself, it may be something that they do.
Apparently, it's
well. It may also be something that they do, because corn doesn't need to be it just needs the wind.
True.
But lots of things need pollinators. So, anyways, so like I said, he leads you all over the island, and you meet a lot of people and a lot of a lot of young children, and the older children are busy, doing things like gutting fish and doing other things. So you get the feeling that the age of adulthood comes pretty early with these people.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit of Romeo and Juliet action going on.
Oh gosh. I think Angel actually has a copy of Romeo and Juliet in her backpack.
There you go. Okay, so
she does.
So like I say, so time does. Furman asked a number of people to if they would be willing to accept the spirit travelers into their home, and to which some say no. They apparently are afraid of that idea, while others are okay. If it's you, since it's you asking Furman, then we'll do it. And at which point they come out and they do some they've got some, basically the equivalent of gourds, but they're actually constructed from bark and plants and stuff like that. And they do a lot of shaking and they do a lot of talking, but it's actually in basically a Hawaiian. So only Jason understands it, unfortunately, Angel. So
I can live with that.
But apparently they're asking the spirits and you in particular to look upon them with favor and to not curse them or their home.
Who in particular? They're asking that I don't curse their home, or we don't curse their home.
Well, I mean, are you? They're trying to actually split you up, where like Angel goes to one group and you go to another group, and and so I'm just saying is that yes, they're basically doing that. The kids are basically coming up and they're plucking at your clothing and they're saying things like, "What plant does that come from? that
comes
looks,
from
you know, that's so pretty. It looks like a leaf.
kind
And
of, sort of.
and these things that grow, they do have leaves, and there are, you know, there are things that are, you know, you can see some of their clothing is actually sewn together from leaves and bark and stuff like that. Like I said, there's very much of a, you know,
Well, linen's made
well,
from the flax plant, so
right.
Yeah.
So, anyways, they're
they made threads and
but
wove fabrics, and
yeah. But essentially, what you see is everything here is, you know, it seems like they're making the best possible use of the materials that they have.
Mhm.
Okay, and they're
Well,
definitely relying upon renewable resources.
right.
All right. So, at which point, like I said, so the kids are basically asking you a zillion questions. Like, you know, why are you, you know, you know, in
What do you
some
smell
cases,
like
why,
then?
you know, why are you, you know, why, you know, why are you sick? Because of course you're not very tan, and
Right.
they're all very tan.
No,
And
we
why is your
just don't
hair,
get a lot of sun.
and why is your hair that color? Okay.
What hair?
And why are your hands so soft?
A moisturizer.
They don't understand that word.
I want to see you explain this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I say
And by the way, you realize that they speak actually a pidgin of Hawaiian and Latin. So they are able to talk to you, you know, because of the Latin. But they do
Right.
have a tendency to pepper words in that unfortunately Angel doesn't understand, but you do because of your linguistic ability.
An attempt I shall make to understand.
Yes. And so anyways, there are quite a few women who are large with child. So you figure that there's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of at least a couple hundred people, you know, possibly even up to 500,000 people living on this island.
Wow.
So it's actually pretty full.
All right then.
Just without being overly pushy about it, I'm going to kind of check the health of the children.
Okay. They look as healthy as you would expect somebody who doesn't get, you know, dental care and other types of care would be. You know, they don't appear to be suffering from a lack of vitamins.
Okay.
Or yeah, they and they're obviously getting enough protein in their diet.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they also don't appear to be suffering from any from dehydration. As a matter of fact, you find, you know, a number of catch basins with conical things around them, you know, to
that makes sense.
Catch water into barrels that are made out of this, like I said, this kind of more fibrous, tough material that the boards were made out of. Which, by the way, you have not seen, you know, anything that this material anywhere other than in use. Okay. The one thing you do see, by the way, is that you do see there's a lot of racks of what looks to be like paddles. There's so many, actually, you get this feeling that these people have the ability to paddle this entire island's places.
Okay. I ask them, so do you move the island places to different locations, or do you trade with other islands?
if we do trade with other islands, and sometimes we have to fight off people from other islands who have
aggressive tendencies,
who are wish to have domination over us. But mostly we use it whenever the winds get too high to move, away from, because the storm, when the winds get higher, the seas get rougher, and it's possible that our island, our home could become damaged or even destroyed. We have many times run across the remains of islands that where this has happened.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yes, it's but it doesn't happen a lot, because I mean it's because you can if you're prepared, you simply move your home, more toward, he uses the term, the North Star.
So they know the stars.
Yeah.
Well, they know some of them, yeah. And of course, the sun is up in the sky. Well,
Oh yeah, have we been here long enough to see if there's a night in this strange place?
You will by the time the 16 hours goes by that you're working on this elevator.
So are there stars or moon, and do they match the real ones?
There are stars and moon, and depending upon your memorization of this, since I don't think it's actually in your data buddy, it seems to match. You can see constellation. If you're familiar with the constellations, you'd be able to see them.
Okay.
Yes. Meanwhile, affirming, if you go too far north, then the rain does not fall, and people would die of thirst.
I see.
So we live within the grace of the spirits of the ocean, and because of that, we find other people living on their own homes, floating along, and and it is according to our traditions that in every generation, a third of the children should find mates on other islands, on other homes, other islands, and he says, and so as it has always been, and so it shall be.
I see. Yes.
So
genetic diversity.
And if you're lucky, sometime, I mean, many times we travel with other islands for long, for many days, years. But usually it's sooner or later that they separate out to the point where it's difficult to go from one another. But if you're lucky, you will eventually come to see. You might see the island where your children have gone, and see your grandchildren, and your grandchildren might very well come and join back up with your island, and thus the cycle of life continues.
I see.
Is the mountaintop still in view? Possibly get back.
Well, I mean, at this point, yes.
All right.
But again, it's getting smaller.
I just wanted to know if we could still see it. That's all I wanted.
Yeah, I would say you can still see it at this point, but it's clear that you are moving away from it.
All right.
And the distance between you is getting considerably greater. It's not accelerating as far as you can tell, but I'm just saying
It's just getting
every
further.
moment you're getting further away from the island, from Mount Everest.
Yeah. I notice we're moving away from the sacred island. What happens? How do we get back if it goes so far? If you move so far away?
I did not know that you wish to go back.
Well, of course we do. The rest of our people are there.
I recommend that you start paddling for it before it gets out of sight. And remember, you'll be going against the wind, so it will be difficult. The easiest thing to do is just to simply stay here, and at some point in your life, you will see it again.
Yeah, we probably should leave then.
You don't wish to stay and sup with us and hear the stories?
Well, I would love to stay and sup with you and hear the stories, but I cannot leave the rest of my people behind.
Oh, well, then yes, I would recommend
they depend on us to help provide.
I recommend you head on back as quickly as possible. Well, I mean, depending upon your strength. It's very clear that these people don't have any they don't have any larger, I mean, they do have a few, larger boats that are like, kind of like, they're like woven canoes, and but you don't see anything that would like make you think that they have like any ability of sailing or tacking or there's nothing with a keel in it. Everything seems to be driven by a paddle.
What do you?
So if you
think, Angel, should we head back?
I was trying to make sure this was down. I think we should head back, but because I'm pretty sure we don't want to be paddling in the dark or swimming or whatever. You know what I'm trying to get at. But
yeah, I think I would agree with you.
Right.
Well, then we will bid you farewell for now, and maybe we will see each other again in the future.
He says, may the sun, may the sun shine lightly upon the back of your head, and may may rain fall strongly into your catch basins.
May the tides ever be in your favor.
And may you have many children, far more than your father. He says.
Well, thank you.
Considering, you only had 2 kids. Goodness. You have 2 kids without even trying around here, it seems. All right, so you grab 2 of those kickboards, and you jump into the water and you start swimming.
Yay!
All right, so give me a swim check.
Okay. Not a strength check, just a swim check?
Well, yes.
To me, it's the same thing anyway. So.
Well, is swim based upon on agility versus strength? Jason?
I don't have swim, actually, believe it or not.
You don't
have that.
I don't have swim. That's not a skill I have. I have survival.
So you're going to have to make this. You're going to have to make this at a -2 then.
Okay.
You were basically going with the wind, and you were going toward the island, and it was mostly just a matter of keeping up with the guy. but now you're
Gotcha.
going against the wind, and you're going, and the
yeah,
current
I get
and
you.
everything else. So it's tougher.
I got a 6 minus 2 is 4.
I got an 11.
Okay. All right. Well, so Angel is just paddling around you.
Angel, what is the strength check, or what is the check for swim?
Huh?
What is the swim? What is it related to?
Oh, agility.
Agility. Okay.
So it is agility. Okay. All
I
right.
do have
anyway,
a high agility.
Right. So, okay, but it's still based upon your swim, which you apparently don't have. All right. So, anyways, so you're having, it seems like all those white caps are just rising up in front of you, and you're, and splashing over you and such, and it's a lot. You're managing it, but it's tough. It's tough. Okay, and you will finally make it back to the island, but you will give me 3 vigor checks, and you need to do them one at a time, because if you fail one,
vigor,
you're going to be a minus on the next ones.
Okay. Do I roll just straight vigor, or do I add the d6?
This would be all checks that are done against your stats always have the hero die.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm going to Benny that one. Got 2 4s.
The first one for me is 7.
Okay. And your
I
second
got
one?
an 11 for the first one.
Okay.
11. 7, 11. Haha.
And
11
9
and 11. And then
for
the third one?
Second.
Another 11.
3 11s in a row.
2
Okay.
11s.
What is that?
Like I said, apparently
And a 10
Angel
for the third one.
Angel is an angel fish.
Okay.
Angel seems to be in her element in this water.
Which is hilarious.
Like a fish in the water.
And did you fail any of your rolls, Jason?
No, I got an 11, 9, and a 10.
Okay. So after, some initial difficulty, Jason, you seem like you got your second strength, or maybe it's just that, you needed some practice to get into the swim of things and get your rhythm down. And you guys managed to get back to the island, though it does take you quite some time to do it. And you're not even like exhausted. You're just fatigued. I mean, you're fatigued, but not exhausted. Okay. So you're like really, you've taken some breaks as you feel necessary, but not for very long, and more like, okay, keep going.
I'm going to drift for a second, and now we'll go again.
Yeah. All right, and then keep going, and you finally get over to the island, and you find that in the island you can there's these long not filaments but like stalks, sticking out from the island itself, that you finally can grab onto and pull yourself over to the island. And you recognize the fact that these stalks are actually the same material that that were growing on those the floating islands.
Can we gather some samples, like rooted samples?
You're welcome to do so.
Yeah, I want to do that, because I think this is something that would be good for Earth.
Okay.
Since we've never seen this material before.
Right. Okay. So you do that, and you find, and like I said, they are rooted to the rock itself, and much like a Spanish moss, they don't seem to really need soil. They're getting whatever nutrients they need from the ocean itself and from the rock wall that is attached to it. There may be more of an interesting symbiosis going on amongst the various things that are growing along the side of the mountain than you realize, but it seems to be doing okay. So anyways, so yeah, you can pull some of these free, and it's not, it's difficult, but not impossible. Because they seem to be very firmly rooted, and they do seem to be connected to each other. So it's clearly some form of vegetative growth,
like an aspen or an ice plant or something like that.
Or like any of the plants that have runners. Like some of your grasses, like Bermuda, it doesn't flower; it just puts runners out and makes more clumps of Bermuda. So there's lots of plants that do that. Wild violets do that.
I will take a small sample that's rooted, maybe a couple of them, put them in soil and some salt water. It grows from the salt water, right?
It grows in the salt water, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to add damp soil that it's connected to and the salt water, and put them in some plastic bags to take back to IDET with us.
Sure.
You want to take the kickboard while we're at it? Or is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about the fresh growing stuff.
Ah.
Yeah.
Hi, Charlie.
All right. Anyway, so you get up on the thing, and you see no sign, I don't know. I guess let's see, where you are right now. You probably can, considering how long it took you to do this, you probably can see some lights that are on, some electrical lights that have been set up, because they're working on the elevator. But I doubt you're actually hearing any. I doubt you're hearing them per se, because they're inside the elevator shaft right now working. Okay. As you go up, when you get up closer to the door, you can see that there are a number of basically containers that they have, that have some things inside them fizzing away, and you can see that there are roots and stuff coming off the trees that are dipped into these containers. And so they're apparently doing something electrical with roots from the tree, with something that's in these containers. But it's up to you whether you want to try to lift out of the containers whatever those things are.
What are you crazy kids up to?
Okay, you guys can make a notice check to see if you hear it, because right now, probably your hearing is not so great because of all the banging and grinding that you're doing, and various things that as you're working on these, and the fact that you're working all the way down to where those doors are, by the way, is a considerable distance. It's at least 50 feet to where that door closed over. So you guys are welcome to make a notice check.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're too busy
rolling a notice.
what you're doing. Just doing what you're doing. You don't have to listen. I'm just saying it's just there if you want to respond to Jason yelling at you.
All right, 6 exploded. So that's a 9. Now I got to roll the 6 again because a 9 and a 3.
Okay, so your tortured hearing is apparently not so badly damaged that you don't hear somebody shouting at you from up the shaft.
Up your shaft.
Up your shaft.
Apparently, Chen Wei and Mike don't care enough. Gotcha.
Apparently not.
Repairing the elevator.
What's with these wires connected to a tree?
It's not
the tree has electricity in it. It's a power plant.
Cleaning the
Remember, I
metal.
stopped trying to touch it once I realized I was Once I realized I had electrical cords. 'Cause I was gonna poke it originally.
Okay.
Leave that version of idiocy to me. So, there you go.
I poked the power board.
Someone roll me a d20.
Oh, I'll get one.
11.
Okay. All right. So you are about 5 hours from being done. And it's late afternoon.
We came back because the island was floating away.
That should make you concerned because the only island you're
What do you
really
mean
aware
floating
of is
away?
the one you're on.
Yeah, what do you mean?
The floating
The
The one
island.
that we went
floating
to?
away? What the hell?
The
The
Yes?
one
floating
we
island.
went to was floating away from us from here, so we came back.
Ooh. All right, that makes a lot of sense. Good. All right. We're cleaning these elevator shafts. They're pretty bad. Probably around
Oh,
5 more hours they'll be sat.
okay. You guys want some food? We can make some food up here.
Oh, that would be
You
good.
could
I'm
even
pretty
go
damn
fishing if you
starving. Thank you
wanted
very
to.
much.
Yeah, we'll do some fishing and get some food.
Sounds good. Hopefully the fish are edible and not the crap.
I'm pretty sure they are. The
Oh,
island
They
people
should
seem to
be
live off
edible.
of them.
these people seem to eat
Are
them.
they
so-
healthy?
Alright.
People,
All right. So Jason's
Oh,
going to do some fishing. What about you, Angel?
I kind of wanted to see if we could find that grave. I'm gonna try
Okay.
to find the grave.
Okay. All right. So how are you going to find the grave?
I do not know.
magic.
We'll find a
Okay.
way.
Then I will give you a nose check at a -4.
I will take that. All right. What's my notice again? How about I actually have the dice right in front of me, and not try to drop it on the floor?
Don't drop it on the floor.
Yes, no, don't do that.
I did that to myself. That is actually a 14.
So you rolled an 18, huh?
No, I rolled a 16,
Well,
then it was -4, and then I realized it was +2. I had +2 on it.
because you have that
Mhm.
observation thing, the vision bonus. Okay. All right. Anyway, so you search around and you finally find an overgrown area along, one side. There appears to be a kind of a flat spot, which is kind of more sharply. The wall is more sharp. I mean, where the various plants go over is actually you kind of like trip and fall down. Okay.
That sounds about right.
And I mean, it's like it's not an easy slope; it's more of a sharp slope, and that's when you realize that there's actually something. The wall is more vertical than you expected, so it could just be just a cracked rock off of the wall. But when you search around, you find that there is in fact what appears to be a pile of rocks and a stone carving in the wall that says, "Here lies," and it
Dave.
is
Really? Not
here
his name's not
lies
Dave.
here lies Georgy Branchevich Goss, our
That's his name.
savior. Yes,
All right, then.
Georgy Francevich Goss.
since I'm still doing repairs, I say you found a guy's tomb. What's he in your world?
Nobody. Tell us.
No clue.
No clue at all. Bruce, can you put the name in the chat?
Oh, absolutely.
Georgie Goss.
Thank you.
He's just some guy,
Yep.
Just some little guy.
Just some dude.
I can't.
All right then.
Hmm.
Also, just to be respectful, I will at least attempt to make his grave at least look somewhat neater.
Well, okay,
I mean,
he's essentially they have hollowed out underneath where they've carved that, and they have put a body in there, and then they've piled rocks up very carefully so that there would be no exposure.
No, I mean
so there is
the plants that are around it. That's what I mean.
Okay, you have to cut them free, in order to really see this. So you've been carving away, snipping away, or whatever, using some kind of a knife or something to get these things free so you can see this. So yeah.
Hey Gandalf, I borrowed your hatchet. You left it up here.
Okay. Gauss is an important name, and but it was spelled Gauss. Is an important name in electronics. History of electronics is not my strong suit. But the name there is something. The magnetic field density, I think, is named for
Gauss.
Gauss, yes.
I don't know.
Gauss.
Different world, different people.
I know.
Bruce has said that we have what's in Wikipedia, and this guy does appear on Wikipedia.
If you have your IDET computers with you, then yes, you do.
Yes, we do. We don't leave home without it.
You can look the word up, the name up in Wikipedia then.
Okay. Georgie Gauss, Russian biologist, lovely.
He's a biologist.
He was 2 days away from sharing a birthday with him.
Well, lucky you.
Aren't you special?
I just find it funny. I like seeing what people's birthdays are, all right? Just to see how close they are to my own.
Uncle Georgi?
Oh,
180. One out of 180 chance. There you are.
Yes or no?
25th, 27th, close enough.
All right. So knowing
Uncle Georgi,
with your entry into this, what do you think you understand anything?
Entry into Georgi?
In Wikipedia, knowing his background or whatever is there, does that help you?
I'm not sure.
Well, he's a biologist, so he most likely led these people up. Probably after a Zamboni. Did the
They did say that they were enslaved or something like that. So.
And they were led out of the darkness.
Out of the darkness, right?
So this whole thing could have really been just a huge science experiment. Not to sound wrong about it, but they really could have been just a huge science experiment.
Whose scientific experiment?
Apparently Georgie's.
Okay. How does Zamboni fit into all this?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Maybe he worked on it with Zamboni. I don't know. Maybe it was part of the crew, the team.
Yeah, the Wikipedia page does not sound like it has relation to Zamboni.
Why would it?
I think Zamboni's made up, dude.
He's not.
And you know that.
Well,
okay.
There's a Zamboni in regards to a anti-gravitational lifting of the oceans.
No, but there is a person named Zamboni who's most likely the same person. But obviously, in our world, he didn't, invent uplifts of millions of cubic miles of water.
Yeah. Be right back. Getting a drink.
How to do?
All right.
Well, I will see what. How do I go about? How do I do catching fish?
Okay. Well, there you could possibly go and cut some branches off this tree.
Okay.
If you're real careful and don't cause yourself to be electrocuted.
Well,
More likely,
some of
you
the
could take
fiber
those.
yeah,
you
the
could take
fibrous
some of those long things and maybe put a string on the end of it and a piece of wire and make a hook and try to catch some fish that way.
I'll do that.
Okay. All right. I'll give you a survival check at a -2 because your equipment is pretty coarse. You might want to think about in the future getting yourself a Popeel pocket fisherman.
Let me look at my gear real quick. I think I might have fish hooks and stuff.
I do have the fishing spear gun.
Ooh,
I thought you were using that as part of your.
No,
I do have
I
fish
decided
hooks
to use
and fishing
fittings.
line in my gear.
Okay. Well, someone else can try to catch a fish in the setting sun and try to spear one.
I will.
Angel, you want to try that? How good is your fighting check? Using the spear gun to try to catch a fish.
I have a D10 in it. In fighting.
Seems pretty good.
That's really good. That's better than I have.
All right.
How about Jason does it first, and then I'll try it.
Sure, Jason, go ahead and make your survival check to see if you can catch yourself some fish.
I got an 8.
At least one. Wow. And a -2, that's a 6, right? Or did you roll a 10?
I thought you said that. I thought. Well, the pole is just the only thing I use for the fibrous.
You said you had fish hooks and things like that. So
right.
yeah,
I have fish hooks and fishing line.
Okay,
and
then
I also
your equipment
have,
is not inferior, so I'll take that -2 back. So it was an 8.
Okay, so I got an 8.
Well, look at you. You pulled yourself up a nice fat fish. Look at that.
Nice fat fish. Oh, you said nice fat fish, and my cat came over. Yes, fish.
All right.
I know.
All right. Okay, so Angel, let's see if you can do as well.
Interesting. Oh, jeez.
Apparently not.
No. You're not going to believe what I just rolled, Bruce.
I don't want it. 16.
Yes, I will.
An 11?
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. All right. Well, zing.
11.
We have a wiggling fat fish on the end of this spear gun.
Hello.
Hello, fish.
All right.
Thank you for sacrificing your life to us.
Angel, you pulled up a 6-pounder.
All right.
And Jason, yours was just 2 pounds.
They got a lot of fish here, considering.
That's 8 pounds of fish, which is more than enough for the 5 of you guys.
I'm gonna poke the fish just for no reason.
All right, very good.
But you can keep going if you want to try to catch some more.
How many people we got? 5 people, 8 pounds of fish. Yeah, let's try to catch one more.
All right.
We could probably save the rest.
You can continue to see. Jason can continue to catch fish while the sun goes down because it's not based upon sight, really. Other than just Angel, you only have one more chance to catch a fish because the sun will be down too low and you won't be able to see it moving around underneath the water.
Yeah.
So if you want to try again, go ahead and make an.
Yeah, I'll try again.
Yeah, and I'm assuming you guys are making multiple tries. This is just your best try.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like D&D, where In a round, you might make many fence and parries.
Right.
Sure, there you go.
You only get one good hit.
This one is
No, that was when the rounds were a minute.
That's right. So, what, 11 again?
No, an 8.
8. Okay. All right.
Oh, hello, horse.
The horse is now on the floor behind me.
Unfortunately, Angel, you apparently managed. It's surprising you got anything, but you apparently punched this through its tail, and it's only a 1 pound fish. You'd probably throw it back in if you guys weren't hungry.
Hey, something's better than nothing at this point.
That's right. Okay.
Jason's
Jason's disappeared, so we don't know if he's going to do any more fishing. Okay. Anyway, so like I said, you guys got fish. You can go and attempt to. You can attempt to build a fire, though. Really, there's not a whole lot here that is dry in that sense. Okay, So.
I have a small camp stove.
Okay. All right. Then go ahead and start cooking away. Start frying up those fish.
And I utilize some of my materials to help make it a meal.
Good stuff. Okay.
Yes, the doctor and
Make
the chef.
make a craft food check. Let's see how
I
good
can do
you
that. I have cooking.
That's right.
Craft cooking.
See?
Oh, wow. Very good.
I want to know.
Why do you think I've been making you guys food for so long?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have everything that I normally have, but... Oh, I was going to make another fishing roll, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not so good on that one. I only got a 6.
Okay.
Cat, stop screaming at me. Craft cooking, the D6. Yes, I did.
Well, you got a 4.
I rolled...
you pulled a 4-pounder out.
Ah, there we go. We have enough fish to feed everybody now. I rolled a 5 on my cooking.
You rolled worse this time, I think, and you got a bigger fish.
I did. I got a 5 on my cooking skill.
There you are. Good, nice, savory fish. Nothing that's going to like win 5 stars in a restaurant, but for people that are working hard like you guys have been, it's a great relief to be able to climb up and have someone push a plate full of food in your face.
Yes, we do a ramen.
Oh, okay.
Because I have some bags of ramen with me.
Okay.
Not going to question that. Okay.
All right.
What? I'm equipped, man. I'm the military version of a Boy Scout.
Both Angel and her player do not like ramen, so there you go. That's your answer.
Really?
How
do you not eat ramen?
I mean,
oh man,
it's not dry up here on this island. It's like it does get rainfall on a fairly regular basis. However, there doesn't seem to be any real places where there's catch basins of just fresh water. So, if you want that sort of thing, you're probably going to have to create something if you want to renew your water supplies.
I will create a catch basin.
Obviously, lots of salt water.
I will create a couple of catch basins.
Okay. All right. So anyway, so you guys have all worked hard. You can either go back into the you guys can go back into the elevator room and bed down, or you can bed down somewhere on the outside. And I don't know if you're actually carrying any small enough tents or whatever for you guys to stay in, because you guys really didn't have those to you. So I don't know what you actually have available to you right now as far as
backpacks, right?
I don't know. Did you bring your backpacks with you when you came in?
Yes, we wouldn't have left them out there.
No, not at all.
Don't know. It was a very nice, sturdy, four-legged vehicle out there that, down below before you got onto this elevator.
Yeah, but we cleaned that out to make sure we had stuff inside. So
Okay, but it doesn't mean you brought it onto the elevator. Okay, that's all I'm asking. All right.
ah,
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's like, this is okay. I go into the bathroom and I bring my expedition pack with me. Okay.
Well, who
It's an
wouldn't?
elevator. Okay. So, I'm not having you make a check. I'm just asking you to think about it. All right. Right.
all
Are
right.
you
I'll left
always
my pack behind.
carrying everything with you at all times? Okay. Anyways, so you guys bed down for the night. Give me a luck check.
Somebody roll it.
I rolled a 5.
5. Okay. It rains that night. Okay, which
Oh, Mom.
basically it's a significant amount of rain. It dampens your tent if you're in a
I
tent.
wake up and I say, I better go put a sheet over the parts of the elevator that we're trying to fix.
Okay.
And
The
I don't
elevator's
really
in.
have
Oh,
anything. Is it
give me
inside?
one.
I don't know.
Yeah, the elevator
I-
itself is inside. The parts you're trying to fix are outside, on some concrete that you may or may not have completely cleared off. And some of them are actually sitting inside of containers that you're hydraulic, you're doing the
Well, the ones that can get
electrolyzing.
wet, I'll protect.
Okay, well, I'll assume I understand your intent, and yes, you go out and do that.
I don't want the water to get all
Okay.
over them, and then when I try
Yes.
to put a part in, I find there's extra water that's making a short circuit.
The wind is gusting quite a bit. You can see the tree is moving, around. Let me roll first. There's it's the sun. The moon seems to be somewhat obscured. So it's hard to see the ocean, but there does seem to be quite a bit of white capping going on out there. Are you gonna? So what are you going to do at that point? Are you going to just go back to sleep or anything else, Chedway?
I don't really know. We really should have somebody taking watch because we know there are people who live here.
Is that going to be you?
I is everybody asleep?
No one else has gotten out of their tent, so there's no reason, unless they are making snoring sounds, there's no reason to think that they aren't asleep.
Okay, how much time is left in the evening or night?
No, don't you dare! Not again!
It's actually pretty near dawn, you think.
Okay, then I'll watch for the rest of it if it's not too much time.
All right. Okay, so it does lighten, and of course the moon disappears. The sun, you see to one side a large, basically a pretty gigantic cloud bank, dark. It's at a fair distance away from you. And we're talking like from horizon to horizon. This apparently has come up upon you during the night.
So like a storm?
Storm front. Yes.
It could
Yeah,
very
like
easily be a storm. It seems to go from the sky down to the ocean, where the horizon is.
Is the sunrise reddish hued?
I would say yes.
All right, because old sailor adage, red sky at night, sailor's delight. Red sky in the morning, sailors take warning.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a storm front coming in.
Well,
Now
it looks
we're
like it has in fact already come in, and it is still raining. By the way,
so how far away is the horizon? It's
well, the
just apparently
horizon would be 20. It's still going to be around 20 miles.
okay. So yeah, this is not really just a small place. This is like an entire area is stuck up at the top of Mount Everest.
So we bring this stuff in that needs to be brought in. We'll all get in the elevator and ride out the storm.
Sounds
We'll
like a plan
take
to
the water
me.
out of our catch basins from the rain, and then have some more water, and we'll just chill for a while. Not like we're on a time crunch here.
Yeah, you definitely
Yeah, right.
going out. You can find that yes, your catch basins have been filled, assuming that they were shallow.
Well, those plastic garbage cans that you put out on the street so the garbage truck can come by, pick it up, and dump it.
Yeah.
We had rain for about 2 hours, and it dropped about 8 inches of rain in the bottom of that thing. So
Mhm.
it was pretty.
It didn't rain that hard. It was basically fitful but fairly regular. That's what woke up Genway. So it looks like if the rain is coming from that storm front over to the side, it looks like it's you're not like real close to it. But obviously, it's a big enough storm front that the rain that is falling is reaching you.
Do we look like the storm front's going to hit us?
It's really hard for you to say that.
Okay, like I said, let's gather everything up, put it in the elevator, and ride out the storm if it hits.
Okay.
Okay,
Because
sounds
that
good.
looks like it's going to be a pretty good blow.
All right. Okay. 3 days later, you see the wall of storm moving further to your right, and you can and the clouds begin to thin, and you actually looks like you can see a real sun beginning to shine down.
Well, three days later, I mean, if the elevator is mostly indoors, we could still work on it. So the 3 days later, the elevator
You could. Yeah.
So 3 days later, it should be done, right?
Yeah, I would say that in 3 days, barring any, disastrous things happening, you should be able to finish your maintenance on the door, on the elevator, and on the thing at the bottom. It's pretty clear. It should be really clear to you at this point that the main reason for that thing at the bottom is to actually keep all the weather out of the elevator shaft, because on the other side of the shaft, everything was still in pretty pristine condition. I mean, nice. There was some oxidation as a result of just air and stuff like that, but it wasn't rusted like the upper part was. The rubber of the door meeting together and such, it was that kind of eroded away, and so moist air was getting inside, and that's one of the reasons why there was so much rust on the inside. So
does that storm look like it followed the same path the Islanders went?
Yes, it did.
They were being blown
by
along
following the
the
same path, I would say it had a parallel course. I wouldn't say it necessarily. It didn't necessarily. It obviously did not go directly because it would have then crossed the island, and that would have been unpleasant.
Now, Bruce, in our world, like the peak of Mount Everest is a peak, right? Isn't like a flat 20-mile radius area? Because that seems like it would be pretty.
It is not. It is not. It is.
It's not.
It is a peak. Yes.
So
it has a peak, but it also has a shoulder that runs off of it. There is a summit, but it's not an entirely. It's not like a straight up triangle point.
Correct. But it does essentially come up. Overall, it comes up to a cone to a point. Okay, but at the top there is, as you say, a bit of a shoulder, and then it continues down in that conical shape you're expecting.
So could we be in the equivalent of a shoulder, assuming it's shaped the same as our world?
Well, considering you found a placard that said, first to reach the summit, Hillary, you have every reason to believe that you are in fact at the summit.
Hmm. Okay, I don't know then. This is not really useful deduction.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so, because of the repairs you've been able to make, when the elevator starts moving down, it should trip a switch that will cause the doors, to open, and then when it gets further down below that, it should trip another one for it to close. Okay. Right now, as I said, it was standing open. So in your repairs, you finally got it working correctly. And like I said, you already repaired it somewhat. When you finally got the things working, clicking, it basically closed below you. So at this point, it is impossible for the elevator to fall. Okay, but obviously these things they go along these tracks. Okay, and at this point, it's going straight up and down. But if you think about where the summit is and where the side of the mountain is, it could not have gone in a completely vertical fashion. So this track must move in some kind of a diagonal to bring it to where the opening was in the side of the mountain where the base was. Which is one of the reasons why it is on this kind of a gearing thing, so we can actually carry it where it needs to go.
It's an inclinator.
It's kind of that way, but mostly an elevator.
Inclinator?
Yeah, an inclinator.
Yeah, an incline.
It makes it lean?
Yeah, they have them at the Luxor in Las Vegas. The elevator moves up the side of the pyramid.
Pittsburgh used to have a ton of them. Now there's only one left.
This is the last one.
Don't they have something similar in the St. Louis Arch?
Yes, they do.
Yes, the car turns as you're going up. I've been up in the St. Louis Arch.
I tried to mention the arch too. It's just the fact that I'm muted. I forgot. I forgot I was muted.
Very good. Cool.
Good job.
At least we're on the same track there, Pat.
Well, you could say you're on the same incline.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, the punster strikes again.
Anyway.
You had an inclination?
Okay, how do I mute you for everybody?
I'm inclined to agree.
Can we elevate this conversation into something more interesting?
Oh! A zinger from the Game Master.
All right, so what are your plans at this point?
Repunt.
By the way, it would have been unwise to go and try to go swimming, at least not without ropes attached to you during the storming business, because the surf was quite rough. It's still quite rough because the storm has only just passed. But it should get considerably quieter. And when you went into the water 4 days ago, it wasn't that, the water was slapping around the outside of the island, but it was no big deal to get into it and swim around, and nor to climb out of it. Right now, it looks like it would be pretty rough. There's a good chance of getting smashed up against the side of the mountain, and that could be very painful. But if someone wanted to really take a run for it, dive off the side and get some distance, it could still possibly happen. That's why I said if you wanted to do it with some rope, then it's still within the realm of possibility. Coming back in might be a little bit more of a challenge, but I'm saying is that, if you wanted to do more, it's up to you. You guys tell me, what is your next step at this point?
Well, how are we situated with food right now?
Well, you have an infinite amount of food as far as fish is concerned.
No,
Unfortunately,
already caught and prepared food.
Right. Okay. Not a lot.
I would say we have maybe a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
unfortunately,
less.
your companions did take the time to learn how these various stalks and plants and things like that were turned into actually palatable food. Because it was obvious that they did stuff to the plants, some of it which was used to make something like food. They weren't eating just meat.
How about we catch a little bit of extra fish and get a decent supply before we try and head back down the elevator?
Okay.
I can always pull out my MREs.
I was going to say, I do have MREs as well.
Well, how much food do you got? So that you have more than a day, right?
Well, I've got 2 MREs on me at least.
I carry 5 myself.
So that's Tuesdays for that's 2 days for myself. You can eat 1 a day and live off of it.
Yeah,
right.
If you do nothing.
No.
Yeah.
No, they have 25. They have 2,500 calories each. So
We Pat and I just bought one each at the military surplus store.
And
trust me, you're hungry, but you can do
away and stuff.
Well, let's try and catch a little bit of fish anyway.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Jason can cook it up.
So you guys can decide on who's going to do the fishing, who's going to do the. As far as I know, with Jason, you have multiple fish hooks, so the rest of you guys could actually start, make your own poles and if someone has a better shooting skill, then
who's got survival?
Then
not me.
Angel, you can.
I've got
survival.
I've got survival.
I think.
Okay.
Who doesn't have survival?
Who's got a good survival?
D6.
I might actually have good.
Who has above a D6?
I do not. I do not. Sorry.
I have it.
So Angel and I will continue fishing.
All right, go to it. Those of you who are fishing, make your survival checks. Those of you who are using the spear gun, make a shooting check.
Are there any edible plants here? If this place is artificially constructed, they may have deliberately put some.
You're not aware of any plants that are actually edible. Could be poisonous. You don't know. Nobody here has these plants. Do not. You do not recognize them as being, as to what they are. So therefore, that's what I'm saying. Is that if they had spent more time seeing what plants were on the islands that could be edible, then you might be able to do that now. But unfortunately,
you can go out and look and find plants and see, and then we can start that process. Again, we're not on a time crunch here.
You can always go and take these plants, and you can do some testing. Didn't one of you guys have a device that could tell if something was poisonous?
Yes, we do.
Okay. That would be something that would be useful on a plant. If that, it could be, okay, it's useful for roughage, but it's not killing me. Or it could be that after you boil it up, it makes a nice broth. It's kind of like one of those things that you should check out. I mean,
Would my
part of your
danger
survival
sense
skill,
trigger if I was to eat something that wasn't good for me?
so part of your survival skill allows you to know how to test plants and berries, and there are some obvious telltales. The ones you can go, well, yeah, that looks good, and there's how to test a plant to see by touching it to your lip and see if it makes it tingle or something like that to know that if it's toxic or not.
You can also you can also go and make a light cut on your arm and take some juice from a plant, and see whether or not your body reacts to it. What I'm saying is that none of these plants that you're seeing here, you're recognizing as being edible plants, and they could be poisonous, but you don't. All you really know is that the ones that are growing out the sides that you guys used to turn into poles, as far as you could tell, they were not dangerous because they were being used all over the island.
Okay. Well,
would my danger sense kick in if I was to start to eat something that was poisonous?
No. Danger requires that active danger, like something trying to hurt you. Something passive, like something being just poisonous, it won't work. Yeah.
Okay.
But like Jason just said, there are things that you can do to try to determine whether or not you might have a bad reaction to it. So if you want to make a survival check with that in mind, I'm perfectly okay with it.
Yeah, I'll go ahead with that.
Okay. It's just going to take some time.
When I did SEER in Louisiana, we had to eat bugs and stuff because they drop us out there with no food. And we had to find food to eat.
5 and a 2.
Okay. Well, 5 means that you found let's just roll a number here. You tested 2 plants, and one of them you have a negative reaction to, and the other one you do.
Okay, what are the 2 different types of plants? Berries
or
roots?
Well, they're more like a woody, a kind of a woody, pulpy ground cover that's on the side of this mountaintop. Okay, so the rooty part of it
who's echoing
is the one that seems to be
Not
poisonous.
me.
It's
And the I know the clumpy part is the part that you think might actually have some nutritional value.
Okay, I'll start gathering the clumpy part.
Yeah, it's basically it's not flowering at this time. Okay, but it looks like it might germinate a seed, or it might, as you say, it might have a fruit on it or something like that. It just isn't doing it just this moment. It might have something to do with the fact of the storm.
Okay, well, I'll gather some of that too for the other test.
So you're like carving away the roots from it, just getting the center part of each little clump. So you're going to have a nice big pile of them, right? So, and how are you going to try to experiment on is whether it be nutritious or not?
Well, I'm going to attempt to eat a little bit of it.
Okay. So you're going to put it in your mouth and you're going to start chewing it up.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Give me a luck check.
Just a small amount.
I hear you. Give me a luck check.
I rolled a 3.
Okay. It doesn't taste particularly good.
Yeah, well,
Which means it's
My
probably
potatoes
good
don't
for you.
taste particularly good until you do something to them.
yeah.
Yeah. It seems fairly woody. And
then there's kale, which doesn't taste good at all, ever.
right. Okay.
I would rather die.
So you swallow the juice and whatever, like I say, you're not feeling the inside of your mouth tingling or a sense of heat. So you swallow some of the juice and don't really seem like you're getting much of a reaction from that either. So
Okay.
it's could be better, could be worse. You do have some other options. You could try to grind it up, expose it. You could try to heat it and maybe steam it in like hot water, or you could try to grind it up and expose it to the air and see if that causes any kind of a change.
While they're fishing, I'm going to try a little bit of each of that.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So all right. So all right. Okay. All right. Okay, so steaming it doesn't seem, or boiling it doesn't seem to actually make it any better. Just grinding it up doesn't seem to do much. But when you actually grind it up and spread it out, okay, it actually changes color.
Cool.
All right.
To what color does it go to?
It changes to a bluish color.
Interesting.
Land
Do you wish to try it again? You've had this stuff and you're chewing it, by the way. It tastes sweet. It tastes like blueberries.
Okay.
What you got there, Gandalf?
No bad reaction on the stomach.
It does seem to stain your lips, but other than that,
well, like
you don't seem to be getting a bad reaction to it.
Okay. Hey guys, I have some blueberry flavoring.
Oh, okay. I'll take a shot at it.
I guess it's like a sweet spice of some sort.
Okie dokie.
I was gonna say, you know what? You founded this, so therefore you get to name it. So what do you want to name it?
Dingleberry.
Yeah, it's like you know, it is like a spice in the sense that you let it dry out and change color. Okay, when you put it in your mouth, of course, you exposed it to moisture, and you know, and that's when you tasted the sweetness and the blueberry taste of it. So
he calls it the Hobbit berry.
You could also take this some water. Because that would be similar to what we And so when you take that and you drink it, now berry flavored drink.
Oh.
Okay. I'll call
Do
it
they have
Hobbit
seeds
berry.
inside the berry?
You have discovered great Neha.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it have seeds in the berries?
They do not.
They're not. Yeah.
Yeah. They're not. It's not a seed producing thing, but it does seem to be a complex structure that might very well germinate some of the other things that are coming out of that central cluster.
Okay, so what I would suggest is go ahead and gather up these things and try to get an actual plant and see what we can bring back as well. We're still on a mission.
I'm going to attempt to do so.
I was gonna say, now we really need to bring this back to IDET.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So
He's discovered the Hobbit berry.
it shouldn't be too hard to gather together a number of these things, since they are all connected together, and say somewhere in there is probably every one of them could be a generative source, or maybe they're all related, like mother and daughter.
I will make detailed notes in my journal.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, and like I said, and you can also, if you want, and do what you did before, and gather some more of the finished product.
Definitely do some of that,
because it does taste good. Like I said, it just stains a lot. Like your lips are a deep blue, especially since you put it you didn't drink it diluted initially. You put it in your mouth, and so your lips are all, and your tongue, by the way, and probably your teeth.
And
your
more
tongue,
than likely my
teeth, and your lips, all So, anyways,
I've been eating Smurfs.
Yes, looks like you've been engaging.
That's what Papa Smurf said.
Only one. Only one.
Only one.
All right. Okay. So anyway, so you've done that. Anybody else doing anything else?
I'm fishing.
Sleeping. Fishing. Okay. So did you make your rolls?
I made 3 rolls for 3 hours of fishing.
Okay.
And I got a 9, an 11, and a 7.
Okay. All right. 9, 11.
Hello, horse.
All right. Okay, so you got a 1-pounder, a 10-pounder, and a 4-pounder.
Okay.
And by the way, these are not all the same fish type.
Right.
There is actually a variety.
Get off. Off.
So,
You got
Angel,
a dog, I've got a fur pot.
You gonna be shooting some stuff?
She can fish with a line. Or
it's
shoot,
up to her.
whichever.
I'm just saying, but she was shooting before with the spear gun.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I kept shooting the fish.
Okay. Anybody else fishing? I know you weren't, but I don't know if we lost totally Mike. Did he go to bed? I don't see any note from Mike in the chat.
He just unmuted himself.
Mike did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not fishing, he says. His headset quit.
Okay.
So it just died.
Okay. Well, the only other, if you're going after food, like I said, you can either try a hunter like Gandalf is, or you can try using the spear gun, because apparently Angel is not using the spear gun.
Are you going to use the spear gun and try and fish?
I was using the spear gun.
He will try and use the spear gun.
Okay, he
Angel,
needs to make a shooting check then.
Oh. Go ahead and roll. All right. I will roll that shooting check for you. That is a 10. It exploded. A 19.
Okay, well, that's a pretty good one. So I will give you that.
I like
roll.
my metal hollow core dice.
Wow, you actually picked yourself up a 12-pounder.
You got a 12-pounder there, Mike.
Nice.
Give a thumbs up.
That thing is fighting you. It's trying to go. Apparently, it's trying to pull you into the water with it.
The only time I've ever had that happen was with we caught a
He
bluefin
is
that weighed
going
about
to
40
fight
pounds.
it to pull it back in.
All right. It will be, the thing is, since you did it with a spirit gun, like I said, in a really good roll, it's not going to escape from it. So
Yeah,
eventually,
he's gonna like reel it in.
yeah, eventually it will tire, and you can pull it up, and you see this rather impressive, like say, 12-pound fish.
Ooh,
Gleaming with iridescent scales and looking an awful lot like a swordfish. Not a swordfish. Yeah, a swordfish.
small one,
To take a picture of holding it up.
Young one.
young one.
To take a picture of him holding it up.
That would actually be cool. So I'm actually going to take a picture of him holding it up.
The first fish caught on another world.
I don't know about that, but
his first
one he's caught.
his first fish.
Okay.
All right. Yes.
Mikey's first fish.
And bright red blood is spurting out of its side. So, all right. So, anyways, so you have that. So you guys are apparently pulling food out of the water at a pretty good clip. So you should be able to get as much food as you're willing to work with in just a few hours. So apparently the storm chased a lot of fish closer to the island and for shelter, and so it's making it a particularly good fishing right now.
Yes.
Okay. So anyways, so now comes the situation of, are you just going to cook it up? Are you going to try to dry it? Or you can't?
I would.
As far as I know, you can't freeze it.
Yeah, we can't freeze it. So
you could toss it out into the local snow if there's a permanently frozen area.
Well, we got to get back down to that.
Ken, do you? Where would you find a permanently frozen area at sea level?
Well, once we go down, it'll be cold again.
Yeah, but
eventually.
We'd have to go back.
I would say we cook it all up and seal it up so we can cook it all up so it's ready to go.
Okay.
It would take longer to dry it.
I'm gonna have to bounce, guys.
Okay. Well, we're pretty much done for the evening, I think.
Really kicking in now.
All right. So do you want to, go in, shut the doors, and try to ride on down? See if anybody's waiting for you?
Yeah. Be a good idea to do so, I guess.
This is just giving me these angry looks of, yeah, just try it. Just try it. Ken's sleeping, so we don't know what's going on.
No, I'm not sleeping. I'm fine.
I'm not sleeping. Just resting my eyes.
Yep. All right. So you get in there, you press the button, you hear, you hear some humming sounds, and I didn't have you actually make any repair checks. Give me some repair checks just so I see how well you actually did the work.
All right,
it all took 20.
I got a
20
5
on each one.
I got a 5.
So, all right. So, you basically use some loud humming, and there might actually be some hesitation, a couple of balking a couple of times as you roll over the, as they say, the repaired tooths that you went over, and then you hear below you hear this rumbling sound of the I don't use the word airlock doors. It's more like the climate doors opening below you, and you continue to rumble through. And at which point, as you rumble through, you hear it becoming considerably less noisy. And as a matter of fact, it becomes much quieter. Okay, and you start hearing a whining sound coming from the elevator that wasn't there before, but it gets louder and louder. And
investigate it.
Well, it's coming from outside the elevator, so I'm not quite sure. You want to climb up there and check?
No.
Well, then I guess you're not doing
No,
anything.
it is raining now, right? So
you're
could there
inside
be...
the elevator shaft. It is not raining
Right, but
inside the
you said
elevator
the
shaft.
sound is coming from outside, so maybe the
It's
sound is
coming
from
from
the rain.
outside the elevator car.
Okay.
All right, I will climb out and take a look and see what's going on.
Okay. Well, you can see that that one impeller, that one motor that you guys had to do work on. It seems to be making a rather loud whiny noise. So you're figuring that you're probably hearing the bearings. Maybe it's a little bit unbalanced, and so it's vibrating. So it doesn't seem to have caught fire, but it is definitely making some whining noises. Could do with.
We got a motor going out.
It's not going out. But it's definitely not operating as flawlessly as the other ones were because it's in the worst condition. But you're not seeing it smoke. You don't see any sparks coming from it, though. You might see a little bit of sparks coming from it. From where the brushes are going. So, yeah. So it doesn't seem to be getting worse, but it does definitely seem to be making a whiny sound. It's a lot louder once you open the thing to the outside, and the air is whistling by at a prodigious rate as it basically forces its way around the outside of the thing. And then at one point, basically, it slows down and the rails start going from vertical to more of a, not horizontal by any sense, but they're more of an angle, like you say, like an incline. And it basically continues, and it seems to slow down more until finally it stops. It basically stops, and the doors open, and you see the control room.
Okay.
Now we hit the button that said sea level, right? And it took us up.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is the other button.
This is okay. So I wonder if it goes further down as well.
It probably does.
You would have to climb out and look.
It also means that when we were, looking around, the installation and, trying to go down, the places to go down to would be like by stairs or something. This elevator is not for that. And so we have stuff left to find there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, as far as we know, it's not for that, but.
Well, looking on the map, okay, there was nothing that looked like an elevator shaft that was going further down. Everything else looked like it was stairs, and there was something that looked like a hatch inside of the metal shop.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, so apparently nobody's waiting for you.
Oh,
so if they're aware that you're here, no one has mounted a expedition against you at this time.
Yay!
Also, you also shut the force field when you came in here, so they might actually be on the outside, looking in. So you might want to you could go down the hallway and check.
Let's do that. Do we have any visitors? I don't know how they would have found us, but
followed ET.
Maybe when you turned on the power here, it done some kind of a signal somewhere else.
It may have.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Yeah. I will definitely go out and check.
You go out and you look around, and you still see the lights on the outside of the edge, and various places of that landing area, but you see only the upright four-legged crawler that brought you here, with the help of the of the cube, not key,
Right.
the
thingy.
crystal
Easy.
inside of the case of it. Yes, in its own little special case.
It deserves its own little special case.
And that, by the way, is still back sitting in the
elevator door.
elevator door thing.
Yeah.
It didn't go. It did not come up with. So it's still sitting locked into the thing in an active.
When we go back that
This,
way,
there is a button that can be used to drop the force field there. You know, you don't have to have it.
Oh, we don't. Oh,
You
yeah. No, I don't need to open it. I just need to see that the walker's still there and there's nobody piled up outside.
Nothing as far as you can tell. Now, it could be hovering at some distance using infrared or something else, but right now you don't see anything.
Well, more power to them. They ain't getting in here.
Okay. All right. So that's where we're
I mean,
going
if
to
we
stop.
go out, we'll know for sure, and we might be dead. So.
Right. So.
Next
So
week
you
on-
have journeyed to the top of and seen the uplifted ocean and met some people and caught some fish and stained
Fixed
your
an
lips
elevator.
blue with juice and have come back down to the control room and the rest of the installation that you left.
Right.
What,
And
5
we're
days
going to
ago?
have a celebratory drink.
Sure.
with blue stained
Go right
lips.
to it.
Yep.
That's a good shade on you. Matches your eyes.
Who exactly are you talking to here?
Blue lips.
Jeez.
Either that or you've gone cyanic.
He hasn't. Yeah, because they're still blue. You haven't attempted to
Remove it?
turn this into alcohol or something. It could be a fairly potent drink.
Good.
I will put that on my list for later.
Yeah, it does taste sweet, so that means that there probably is sugar in it.
Don't give him
Yes,
any
I
ideas.
will put that on my list to try later.
All right. Okay, guys. I'll give you 4 points, and thank you for playing. And we will see you in a week.
All righty.
Yep. Good night,
Next week,
Again, I
everybody.
hope
more
you had a good
chaos.
time at Dragon Con because I never